Ya tata re mogaetso maobane kwa parlamente go no go lebega batho ba lekile ba tlhapile ba khabile go le monate tota ruri. Now of course it is tradition that the day after the State of the Nation address, cabinet ministers, members of parliament and MECs amongst others descend upon the Atlantic Golf Estate in Cape Town to join President Jacob Zuma for the annual Presidential Golf Challenge fundraiser. Now joining us this morning to discuss what to expect is Deputy Minister of Public Services and Administration, Ms. Ayanda Dlodlo. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, before we even get to the golf challenge, let's, as they say, hashtag keep it real. I want you to give us your summary of SONA 2017.
The speech was fantastic. The speech dealt with real things that our people wanted to hear about and expected to hear about in terms of radical economic transformation. It dealt with issues of education. It dealt with many issues that I thought our people would have wanted to hear about. But unfortunately, some of that was marred by what went on in Parliament yesterday. And unfortunately, in a house where you would think that you're safe, you actually are not safe. Yesterday was, people were pepper sprayed in the gallery, and that's where people really expect to be protected and to be safe as guests of our Parliament. And I just hope the police will really deal with that.
Yeah.
There were issues about the police being in the precinct, which is a problem for others, but I also want to be protected when I'm in Parliament. And I think those people that were in the gallery pepper sprayed also wanted to be protected. So in my view, having police in the precinct, in these times where you find that there is a bit of violence that goes on in the house, you would have expected that the police, whose responsibility it is to maintain law and order, but over and above that, to protect lives and also property, you would have expected to find them there.
All right, well, on to the business at hand, of course, of what will happen today, the Presidential Golf Challenge that takes place after the State of the Nation address. When did this become a tradition, that the day after the State of the Nation address, you'd have this golf challenge fundraiser happening?
It started with the President Mbeki in 2001. So the Department of Public Service and Administration, together with the State Information Technology Agency, organized this for every sitting president, every year after the State of the Nation address. The fundraising event happens way before that, but on the day of the golf itself, people do make further pledges over and above those that would have pledged earlier than today. Yeah. So we raised almost 9 million this year, 9.2 million this year through the pledges. Last year it was 8 million. So the Jacob Zuma RDP Education Trust, at least now, will send even more children to school.
Yeah. Tell me more about the work that the trust does and how these proceeds will be used. How are they dispersed and ensured that they go to the right people, that they serve the right purpose?
There's a board of trustees. There's a CEO of the trust itself who are responsible for the disbursement of these funds. Within the department, like for instance last year, and I'm not sure what actually happened this year, but last year we had a team outside the department that was responsible for the auditing of the funds that came in. Hopefully this year again we'll appoint another team that will be responsible for the auditing of those funds that would have been collected today and last week when we had the fundraising breakfast. Those funds are given to children that would otherwise not be able to enter a tertiary setting. They would have passed their matric well. They come from very, very poor families. Without the Jacob Zuma RDP Education Trust, they would not have been able to go to school. So those are the children that President Zuma looks after, but also some of them are also at colleges, not necessarily universities, but others at high school.
That's wonderful news indeed. And so who are you expecting to see on the guest list and teeing off this one?
Captains of industry, Nzangalala, Eskom, Cell C, who have always supported us over the years. Our biggest sponsor actually is Cell C. And DGs, ministers, the Minister of the Minister of Telecommunications, and many other ministers that we expect today. Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. And just to end off, this might be a state secret, but I will ask you this on live camera. How good is the President's golf?
It's good. when Babu Mlangeni is there,
Yeah.
he really
He's
gives
got
him a run for
confidence.
his money. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us this morning,
Thank you.
Deputy Minister of Public Service and Administration, Ms. Ayanda Dlodlo, and we hope that the fundraiser does exceedingly well. As you've heard now, 9.2 million already raised, but of course, as the President and his esteemed colleagues tee off later today. Well, there's still lots more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show. What's up, team?